Hey guys, this is Justin Wilson with American Irrigation Repair in Georgetown, Texas. Today I'm going to show you how to rebuild, open up and put new internals in a Hunter control valve. This is a 1-inch control valve. You're looking at a SRV here. There's also a PGV, which is the updated version. The SRV is actually not in mass production anymore, from my understanding, but the PGV is, and this is a very common control valve that you'll see in a lot of residential. You even see it in commercial applications where you need a 1-inch valve. But the valves are interchangeable parts wise. Some of the early valves weren't, but these versions are. You can rebuild either or with the same materials. Before I get too much further, I'd like to ask you if my video ends up helping you get your problem fixed or get your system back up and operating. In the bottom of the video there'll be a link. You can leave, I'd love for you to leave a review on me and my business on my local page. If you'll follow the link and leave us a review, boy, I tell you what, it sure would mean a lot. If you hate the video, then leave it in the review. All right, let's get going. I'm gonna get a couple of tools here. Really, the biggest thing that you need is a good quality drill. Well, actually, this one's not the best, just an old Ryobi. And so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and open up the SRV, and we're going to take the parts and we'll put them in the PGV parts in the SRV. Let's get started here. Alright, you can see the diaphragm there in the spring and the diaphragm are in the bonnet. One thing you want to pay real close attention to is this tab. The only thing that real common we see on these control valves is this tab, this rubber tab here can get dislodged like you see here, and the valve won't work with it that way. This is actually sealing the bleed port between the bonnet and the casing. So it's very important that that is exactly how you see it here. Okay, so we'll open up the SRV now. Slowed my drill down a little bit there so it doesn't throw everything all over the place. Okay, you'll see everything looks really similar. Okay, not a lot of difference there. Okay, I'm going to line her back up. I've got my old, you can see the casings are two different colors. I've got my old PGV bonnet here and the diaphragm and spring that was in there. I'm not going to pull it out, but there's a spring between the, well, I'll tell you what, I will. There's a spring, okay, right between this diaphragm and the bonnet that the spring kind of assists the closing of it. The way that the valve works, that helps it close faster and get the valve to close down quickly. Anyway, we'll get this, make sure that your bleed port here and your bleed port and your casing are lined up. We'll get that back going, and I dropped one of my screws. Oh, no, I sure didn't. They're all in. The one thing to be careful of, guys, when you go to put the parts back in is that you don't use your drill. I was taking them out pretty quickly. I've never found that to be a problem, but when you go back in on your torque setting on your drill, normally try to set that at a pretty low setting, or do it by hand, because you can strip the casing here that this screw goes inside, and if you do that, the valve's not going to seat up tightly. Actually, let's use my driver. I'll strip them. Okay. No, that's not high enough. I've got it on a setting 4. Let's try 8. That's not going to be high enough either. Like I say, you just want to be very careful how hard after it kind of seats down, because if you get it in there too hard, it won't thread tightly. You'll go ahead and kind of strip that casing out. Okay, probably be a good idea to go ahead and finish it off by hand. Okay, guys, that's all there is to it. When you open this in a valve box, a lot of times your soil will be up this high, so you need to dig it around a little bit. Just sometimes you can do it with a screwdriver or a finger to where you've got access to get those parts in there. And always recommend, if you have to open this 1-inch valve, for my service technicians, I always tell them, if you have to open the control valve, you're better off putting new parts in it. Because once you open that control valve, a lot of times folks will ask us, well, can I just clean it if it got some debris in there? If it got debris in there, you're going to have indentations on this seat, this rubber seat. When it tried to close, it's going to put some little markings and some indentations, and that valve is never going to close correctly. So you want to, if you need to open the valve, your best bet is always to put new parts in. In fact, when we do jobs under warranty, we actually, if we have to open that valve, even if it was a recently installed valve, we go ahead and put new parts in. It's not worth the hassle of having a valve hang on because you were trying to save, you know, $15 or $20 in materials. Go ahead and put it in, and when you do the diaphragm, the spring, and the bonnet, go ahead and put your new solenoid on there too. Guys, that'll keep your valves working, and you won't have to hassle on it. It's just not worth trying to save a buck or two here or there to have valves that hang on that waste hundreds of gallons of water. Again, I hope you've enjoyed my video. If this has been help to you, please go click the link at the bottom of the video and go leave us a review on our business page, and tune in again. I'll get some more valve repair videos coming for you guys.